What's up, everybody? I am the Skeletrust, and welcome to the Mario games tier list, at least one of them. I'm doing the mainstream ones because, well, if I'm doing all of them, that would take way too much time. But yeah, anyway. So, the reason I wanted to do this was because, well, I just thought it was kind of fun to do tier lists, and I thought, hey, maybe I should probably, do this at some point. Like, do this sort of thing at some point, since I really love the Mario series as a whole. And I thought, why not? Let's do a tier list of the mainstream Mario games, huh? And given how the original Super Mario Bros. Is almost, I think it's like 35 years old, almost 35 years old. Thanks, that's old. In fact, Mario himself is like almost 40. That's crazy to think about. But anyway, sorry, that's off topic. We're going to do the Mario games tier list, and tonight I'm not going to spend too much time on each of these games because, well, I don't want this to be a super long video, but I will summarize my thoughts for these games in the tier list. So anyway, here's how I'm going to be doing it. S is what I consider my favorite. A are the games I consider I really love, the games I really love. B are the games that I like, just not as much as the others, but I still think are solid. C's are going to be like mixed bags, mixed opinions, stuff I can't really pick whether I like better or worse. They're just mixed. And D are the ones I just straight up don't like at all. That have very poor quality, they're just not worth playing. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. Super Mario 3D World, that's a really good game. I think it's better than 3D Land. I mean, only because it looks better. Only because it really looks better. The soundtrack's better. There's more stuff to do in it. But that's really all I like better than it. Otherwise, it's basically the same for me. The controls are honestly just no, they're not very good, to be honest with you. I do not recommend playing this game with a Wii remote. Just don't do it. It's not how you play 3D Mario, okay? Please play it with the freaking gamepad or like a Pro Controller. You do not need to play with the Wii remote. It's horrible. And even then, I don't think that's the worst Mario controls, and I'll get to that later. But 3D World is a really good game. New Super Mario Bros. U. Look, I liked New Super Mario Bros. U, but here's the thing. It felt very uninspired, because... Actually, let me just get on with New Super Mario Bros. Wii 2. New Super Mario Bros. U just felt incredibly uninspired. Other than, like, the themes of it, like... I don't know what Nintendo has with, like, worlds being, like, the names of, like, desserts or foods. I mean, that was present in, like, Mario World and, like, yeah, in here. But yeah, New Super Mario Bros. U, other than that, just felt really, really bland. It felt like a game I've already played, like, a billion times. Like, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. So, New Super Mario Bros. U, it's a decent game, but it isn't really... I think it's very overrated. Same with Wii. I do think it's a solid game. It's better than U, but not by a long shot. It still suffers many of the same originality flaws I had with it. And it just felt very bland. It just felt like your average 2D Mario game. And I feel like it bit a lot off New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, despite it not technically having a lot of elements from that game. It had Yoshi, I'll give it that, and the Propeller Mushroom, which I still think is really, really cool. But that's pretty much it for me. I thought the adventure was cool, but I do not like any of the modes in either of these games. They're so boring. And I certainly don't think they beat the DS's modes. We'll get to that later, though. Super Mario Bros. 3. How long have we been going? Oh, 4 minutes, okay. Sorry. Anyway, Super Mario Bros. 3 is a definite S for me. I've always loved Super Mario Bros. 3. It's such a good NES game. Such a good one. It's pretty much what defined 2D platformers as we know it today. Everything about this game's incredible. Like the level design, the elements of the game, like the mechanics, the soundtrack, everything. Everything's so amazing in Super Mario Bros. 3. I love it. My one flaw is that I feel like the difficulty fluctuates sometimes. So, like, for example, like, Super Mario Bros. 3, like, in, like, World 6 can be harder than, like, World 8, and, like, World 3 can be harder than, like, both of those. Like, I don't know. I feel like, am I the only one? Am I alone on that? Probably, but probably not. I don't know. Otherwise, it's a fantastic game. And speaking of fantastic games, come on. Galaxy games are pretty much my childhood. I love Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. They're both amazing. They're so good. They're probably as close to perfection as you can get with Mario games. Like, for real, I think it's that good. There are very few things in this game that I actually genuinely don't like. And even then, I don't even really dislike them. Fully dislike them. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, if you have a Wii, you need to get your hands on both of these games ASAP. Like, you need to. It's not even... I'm not giving you a choice. You need to get out to that GameStop or whatever game store you're at and buy those games. You need to at least try them out. They're so good. No, you don't have to, really, but please at least try them out if you want to. Oh, okay, Mario Sunshine. Okay, now this is where it gets really controversial. I am putting this one at a C. I am sorry. Super Mario Sunshine, I have never liked. I am sorry. Super Mario Sunshine, it is technically a solid game, but there were so many things about it that I disliked. Like, for instance. Oh my god, I don't want to talk too long. Okay. Super Mario Sunshine just felt really bland in some areas. Like, it just felt like a bland beach Mario game. That's what it was. And the story really didn't make a lot of sense. Like, Shadow Mario and Mario do not look anything alike. It's pretty much the exact same as, like... It's pretty much the exact same premise as Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic and Shadow look nothing alike. Neither do Mario or Shadow Mario. Oh, shoot. Shadow Mario and Shadow the Hedgehog. I just realized that. Anyway. Still... And the thing I hate most about the game isn't even the frickin' controls. No, that's already one story of its own. I hate the controls. Hate them. I think they are by far the worst controls in any Mario game, period. Ugh, I hate them so much. It felt like every movement Mario took was so sloppy and slippery. It's just like, no, I'm sorry. That's horrible. I can't tell you how many times I've died because of that. But I also despise the blue coins. Screw the blue coins. I've already said enough about that. Sorry. But Super Mario Sunshine, there are stuff I liked about it, but I'm sure talking about it would take way too long. So Super Mario Sunshine is a mixed bag for me. Mario Maker. Mario Maker was good. I thought it was really creative and fun. I thought building your own Mario levels was really cool, but I got kind of bored of it. I mean, I had creativity back then. Like, I was like, oh my god, I gotta make all these levels. I have all these ideas I could publish. But once I ran out of those ideas, I kind of got bored of it, because then I was just experimenting with all the enemies I was already very familiar with. And when I was playing other people's levels, they're fun, don't get me wrong, but when you come across a level that's, like, hard or, like, downright impossible, no, I'm sorry, that's just not fun at all. So that's why Mario Maker, I can't put it any higher than a B. Okay, 8 minutes, we're good. Or 9 minutes. Super Mario Bros. 2. Okay, this is one I hated on way, way too much back then. If you're familiar with me on Scratch, you know that I absolutely hated this game. I no longer hate it. I actually do think it is a very good game. Because I was... All the reasons I had for hating Super Mario Bros. 2 were so flawed. Like, yeah, that's why I'm gonna be nice and give it like a high B, because I do think it's a really good game. But I still think it's kind of overrated, honestly. Because people claim that, like, this one was, like, really, really, like, fun to play because it was just different. That's not a reason to like a game. That's just saying, oh, well, it's a different Mario game. Cool. I'll check it out. But I think its mechanics were kind of slippery on some way. Like, angling you're throwing the plants. Like, throwing the plants. Angling that can be really weird. But yeah, anyway, that's a story I'll probably get on that another day. Super Mario Bros. 2 is definitely a high B for me. but it's not any higher than that. Super Mario Brothers. I'll put this one at, like, probably behind, behind, worse. I'll probably put it above Mario 2, only because, well, I think its mechanics have actually aged better, even though it technically hasn't aged. It hasn't aged amazingly, I'll give it that, but Super Mario Brothers 2... I'm sorry, what? No. Super Mario Brothers is a good game, but I don't recommend playing it like over and over again, because then it will wear you out. So, Super Mario Brothers is a good game, but I don't think it should be any higher than a B, because, well, it kind of gets old. I'm not gonna lie. Still a solid... It's still a classic game, though. Oh my god, New Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, I gotta put this one in an A, because I think this is by far the best in the New Super Mario Bros. Series. I know people are gonna hate me on this, but I'm sorry, New Super Mario Bros. Is my favorite of the entire New Super Mario Bros. Series. I love it to death. Like, people call it bland, but I'm giving this one a free pass because it was basically reinventing the 2D Mario formula. And those extra modes are far better than anything of the other New Super Mario Bros. Games combined. Mario vs. Luigi, the mini-games modes, spectacular. I had so much fun with those. Yeah, it's a definite, that's a definite A. Oh, and now we got its brother, New Super Mario Bros. 2. I know that people generally hate this game because of how bland it was. I have to admit, though, I kind of had mixed thoughts on it. Yeah, it was bland, but it was still solid. It's still a solid game. Collecting the coins just got really old. The gold flower is completely unnecessary. No, that gold flower is completely stupid, unnecessary, and the other modes really weren't that fun. I know there's DLC to this game, but I didn't even bother checking it out because I was just bored of it. But it is still solid. Mario Land, I think, is a little overrated because people call it, like, so good, like, it's one of the best of the series. Like, I don't agree with that. Because Mario Land, it's a solid game. It's decent, but it has not aged well. It just hasn't. I mean, the controls are slippery, the gameplay's slippery, all of it's kind of wonky. Even the soundtrack, I think it's good, but again, that hasn't really aged well either. Mario Land is definitely overrated, but it's still solid. 3D Land. I prefer 3D World over it, but I still think 3D Land is really fun. I think that people kind of give it a little too much crap, but I think I thought it was really good. In fact, I'll actually put it at an A, just to be nice. Lost Levels. Oh boy. Once again, I kind of have mixed thoughts about this one because I do like. Well, okay, at least New Super Mario Bros. 2. At least New Super Mario Bros. 2 tried to be different, but Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels just felt completely the same, just harder. No, I'm sorry. Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels was not very good, and yeah, enough said. It's basically just harder Super Mario Brothers, and you have to beat it 8 times just to get the other worlds. Like, why? Why? That's crazy. Oh, excuse me. Yep, my opinion has not changed about Mario Run. I still really don't like it at all. It was just not a very good take. It was not a very good transition for the Plumber on mobile device. Why did they even do that? He only has one method of control. Like, come on, guys. It was just boring as hell. I think that's easily the worst Mario game of the entire list. Mario Run. Mario 64. Okay. Mario 64, I'll give a solid A. I thought it was really good, but the thing stopping me from giving it S is because I don't think a lot of it has aged that well. It's still a fantastic game for what it is, but the controls are kind of eh. Definitely not as bad as Sunshine, though. I'll give it that. Nowhere near as bad as Sunshine. But a lot of it just hasn't aged that well. Yeah, so that's why I'm giving it an A. Its soundtrack's catchy. Graphics are a guilty pleasure of mine. But, I mean, because of SMG4. But Super Mario 64 is still a really, really good game that I think everybody should play, at least try out. but it's not an S for the reasons I've already mentioned. Super Mario World's an S. It just has to be. Everything... Super Mario Bros. 3, I complained about, like, the difficulty, but that was completely fixed in Mario World. It's basically the Super Mario Galaxy equivalent to 2D Mario games. I think Super Mario World is the 2D equivalent to that. But I still think the Galaxy games are better. Mario Maker 2. I think this one was a lot better than Mario Maker 1. But it's still a game I got bored of rather quickly. I just kind of did. It had more creative elements. It had 3D World for some reason, which I still have never been able to I've never gotten, because you could have added Mario Land 2, Mario Brothers 2, Mario Land I would have taken, even, even New Super Mario Brothers, I would have settled for that, but why 3D World? As good as a game it is, that's not a 2D game. That always drove me nuts. But it's still a good game, but I still had the same issues I had with the first one. Except it has an intriguing story mode, I'll give it that. It has an intriguing story mode, and that's why I give it an A, because it just has lots more to do, but I still kind of got bored of it after a while. Oh boy, Super Mario Land 2. This is what I consider the most underrated Mario game of them all, like at least in the mainstream. I think Mario Land deserves a very solid. I'll put it right here. Mario Land 2 is still a great game. I think it's much better than the first one. Much better. Improves upon like every aspect of it. It's an A. It's an A. It has to be. It's everything. That game is just really creative. Like, so creative. I love it. Amazing. It's definitely a great game. And last but not least, we have the latest one, the big shot. Super Mario Odyssey. Oh, I guess the latest one with Mario Maker 2, but still. Mario Odyssey. I'm giving this one an A, behind Mario 64. I still think that Mario Odyssey is a little overappreciated because, yes, there is lots to do in it, but that's kind of what makes it stale for me. It doesn't outright force you to do anything. It says, oh, look in this area for power moons. It just leaves you to it. And I guess that's kind of how they do treasure hunting kind of thing, like a treasure hunting kind of thing. But some of those missions got really repetitive. Like, ground pounding the ground for, like, power moons and all that. You had to do that a lot. Like, way too much. It was fun to go around the world, explore everything. All that. Mario Odyssey is definitely a great game, but at least Mario 64 actually, like, the creativity is actually finding what you're supposed to do and solve the issue. Mario Odyssey is basically just a treasure hunt. That's it. That's what it is. And that's why I got kind of bored of it. But it's still a fantastic game. And that's it. That's the whole Mario tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and feel free to let me know what you thought of this list, and feel free to let me know what your favorite Mario games, and if you want, your least favorite Mario games are. And yeah, with that being said, this has been the Skeletrust, and I thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll probably do more videos like these. This was kind of fun to do, and yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Sayonara!